Good morning, grade 10 students. On our last discussion, we are then discussing the characteristics and some application of electromagnetic wave. Now, for today's lesson, we will talk about the effects of EM wave on living organism and its environment. Here are the lesson objectives for today. Explain the effects of electromagnetic radiation on living things and the environment. Electromagnetic wave, also called as EM radiation, can be destructive or constructive. It depends on the usage of this wave. Electromagnetic radiation can interfere the signals in transmitting information in communication. Radiation produces heat that can cause burn. It can also produce poisoning. It can trigger or kill cancer cells, and also it is a source of energy. Electromagnetic radiation can interfere the signal in transmitting information in communication. The unwanted energy can cause a simple inconvenience such as sound or distortions heard on your radios or seen in television when a nearby cellular phone receives a phone call or a text messages. One EM wave can interfere or distract another EM wave if we put them near or together. Example: it is dangerous to put a cellular phone near a microwave oven while using it. It may cause destruction on both devices, or worse, can cause an explosion. And also, if you listen to our radio where the DJ is speaking to a caller, they used to tell the caller to move away from the radio because it caused distortion to sound. Iyon yung naririnig niyong matining na tunog at masakit sa tenga. Ito ay delikado sa mga manonood or makikinig at lalo na para sa mga DJ na nakasuot pa ng earphones. It is also disrupt the signal on aircrafts. Pilots coordinate the airport before landing to make sure that there is no traffic or another aircraft landed on that airport. It is important for them to have a clear transmission of communication. Radiation produces heat that can cause burn to living organisms or other things. Example: the UV radiation from the sun can cause extreme heat that can burn the skin that we now call as the sunburn. Another example is the use of microwave in an oven that can cook food by producing heat. People use protections from the radiation such as the tinted film or sunglasses to view the eclipse without having eye sunburn from the sun's UV light. Also, some cars use tinted window as a protection from radiation. It lessens the amount of infrared radiation during daytime. Infrared can cause the increase of temperature inside the car. Radiation poisoning, it can cause cancer, damage to brain cells, sperm abnormalities, and changes in blood pressure. One famous radiation poisoning is the death of Marie Curie, a scientist that discovered numerous number of radioactive elements such as polonium. Marie Curie died on aplastic anemia, a disease in which body fails to produce blood cells in sufficient number. In exposure or in radiation, immune system of living organism may fail to perform certain body activities. That's why people working on nuclear power plants uses protective gear such as laboratory glasses and gloves, PPEs, and boots to prevent them to be exposed in radiation inside the power plant. Another event showing the extreme effect of radiation on humans and other organisms is the 1945 Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombing that leaves numerous amount of death and almost erased the entire city. Survivors of bombing called Hibakusha experienced many illnesses from the event such as skin cancers and other diseases. Radiation can trigger or kill cancer cells. It is used in killing cancer cells in chemotherapy, but also triggered cancer cells to expose on human body. Child survivors in 1945 atomic bombing on Japan have intellectual disability and impairment growth. It is because of the exposure of their parents on radiation during atomic bombing. They also prone to cancer because some of the genes they possess or get from their parents have the ability to trigger the cancer cells on their body. Electromagnetic radiation is a source of energy. One example is the use of nuclear power plant that can give a great amount of energy that can support the whole community. In 1945 atomic bombing on Japan show how much this radiation can destroy humanity. The entire city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki almost erased from the map. The structure of these cities fall down, and the medical personnel that should be attending the injured should on the time also need medical assistance. Most of the survivors saw the building and humans burned into ashes. Now, here are your activities for today. Answer the following parts of your module. What's in? Page number 5, activity number 1, word specs. Next, the what's new? Page 6, activity 2, match a Macaulay. And last, what's more? Page 8, activity 3, reap what you sow. For what's in, by page 5, activity number 1, word specs. Choose an appropriate word from the word cloud. Identify the word matches on each number. Example, infrared ray for heat and visible light for light. For what's new, page number 6, activity 2, match a Macaulay. First, copy this table. On column EM waves, that is column 1 on your module. For application column, choose the appropriate application on column 2 of your module for each EM wave. Example, A. Last, for the effects column, choose the appropriate effect on your module for each EM wave on column 3. Example, Roman number 1. Last, for what's more, page 8, activity 3, REAP, what you saw. Copy the table with 4 boxes. On the left upper part, write the word REAP or REAP, 1 letter for each boxes. Read the selection on what it is, part of your module 2, page number 7. For box R, write the title of the selection. For box E, identify the main ideas on the selection and write it down here. For box E, summarize the main ideas on the selection. And last, for box B, write what you have learned from the lesson. You can ask questions on the chat box below or PM me. Now, you can proceed to your task. Thank you.